everyone, this is Carson, and this is an in-depth training video on the SMS integration using ClickSend for being able to send those SMS messages in and out from your Podio Powerhouse Max acquisition software. Now, the Podio Powerhouse Max was built knowing that when you're in here working on your seller leads, trying to follow up, trying to get in contact with people, sending an SMS is one of your primary, most powerful tools. And it is built so that you can come over to this comment area, type SMS : and then whatever you type after that and hit send will go out as a text message, as long as you have listed a valid mobile phone for your seller lead. Now, Podio itself is not an SMS tool. They do not send and deliver SMS. So in order to make this happen, we have to do some integrations so that your system can handle and process these instructions to do an SMS. One of the tools that we recommend doing that is called ClickSend. ClickSend is great because it has a direct integration to the Podio system, and that's what this tutorial is going to take us through. How you can set up ClickSend and get it connected to your Podio Powerhouse Max so that those SMS messages can go out and come in without any issues. So we're going to reference this tutorial sheet as we go through this and make sure that you have everything step by step to take care of your ClickSend integration. One thing I'm going to also mention is that because there are different options for this, CallRail is another one that many people choose to integrate, ClickSend, we have to come in and we have to go to our configuration app in the Podio Powerhouse Max acquisition software. And when we get here and we see our configuration page in this demo account, it's set up as Amazing Home Buyers. We need to open that up and we need to navigate to find the spot that says, what is our preferred phone system for SMS automations? And we need to choose here. So in this case, we need to make sure we've set this as ClickSend. Now, there are a couple fields, such as what you see here, that if we want a dedicated ClickSend phone number, we need to come and put that here into configuration. We're going to get to that in just a minute, but please realize you have to tell the system which integration should it try using to send out these messages. So all that being said, back to our instruction sheet here. Step one really is making sure that we have some ClickSend access. If you don't already have an account, you need to go set one up. It's great because they don't have monthly fees. They don't have minimum requirements. You just pay per message, and their rates are very competitive. When you get in there, we recommend that you set up a couple things just within ClickSend to make sure that you're taken care of and good on that front. And then we'll continue on with the actual Podio integration pieces of it. But first is making sure that your credit card is set up and your auto top-up rules are there so that you never run out of money and think that you're sending SMS from Podio, but it breaks or stops sending because ClickSend doesn't have enough credits in that account. That's something you definitely want to take care of. So hopping over here, opening into ClickSend, we've signed in here into our actual ClickSend account, but just to walk you through it, if you click on this balance button in the top navigation bar, this is going to bring you, and you'll see over here a couple choices. You can top it up. That's just a one-time. You do it, and you see there's some economies of scale. The more money you put in, the cheaper per message your spend becomes. But I like to have everyone go to this balance auto top-up and notifications, and you can tell it, hey, anytime my balance goes below a certain point, I think I put some, usually like $5 or something, but you can even go low like this. Then automatically spend 20 or 100, whatever you want to put back in there, and you can just auto top up. that. You can also put some other notifications and other things here to tell it how you want to be handled. So next is we recommend going to the numbers section and dedicating or purchasing a dedicated number. So back on ClickSend, over here to the left, we can see numbers. And SMS does work, but often people will try and send us a picture of their house or a picture of a signed contract, and having the MMS enabled number is important. Doesn't cost any extra, and it's just worth having both features available. When you come here, you can come and say that you would like to add an MMS and SMS enabled number to your account. You can get pretty picky. You can say, I want it to start with these digits or end with certain digits. Or you can just be general and buy anything that you see here. Most of them are about $3.63 per month. That's the only monthly fee you'll see from ClickSend, is however many dedicated numbers you may choose to purchase there. We recommend having at least one. It's up to you if you have more or do other things with it. Those people that buy more, it's if they're sending out like marketing blasts directly through ClickSend. For this Podio integration, just having one would be appropriate. So you purchase whichever number you want. And again, if you have purchased a number, so we have a couple of them listed here on our account, well, we want to take that number, copy that number, and go place that as our dedicated ClickSend phone number in our configuration spot. And you'll see when you hover over that, it gives you a format to please follow so that it works the correct way. So if you do not choose a dedicated number, which in our instruction sheet here, we talk about if you do not purchase one, or sorry, that is if you do purchase one. If you do not purchase one, just be aware that ClickSend will still work. It's just going to choose some random phone number out of their pool of numbers whenever you send out a message. It has to have some phone number tied to it. So having your own and knowing what number that comes from is helpful. Last thing, while you're in the ClickSend area, we need you to come and click on the key in this top menu bar. Doing so will bring you to the API credentials. You'll want to confirm your username, get your custom username, and your API key. You're going to want to hold on to both of these because we do have to go and integrate, place these into the Podio system. Once you've got your username and API key and set up ClickSend on this end, we're ready to move on to step 2. Step 2 is where we take that API key, we actually connect it up into Podio. We don't actually do it in Podio as you know it though. This front end where it has this interface, this is that front end of Podio, but we're going to go over to workflow-automation.podio.com. This is really this back-end brain. You don't need to worry about coming here often for hardly anything. That's what Podio Powerhouse Max does for you, provides all of these workflows out of the box so you don't have to come and mess with it. But in this case, to do an SMS configuration or integration, we do need you to come here for just a few brief instructions. This back-end workflow automation tool, it comes free as long as you have a premium Podio account, which is required for Podio Powerhouse Max. You don't even need a new sign-in username or password. As long as you've signed into Podio in the same browser, it will just work for you. When you get there, so we give you the URL here, workflow-automation.podio.com. When you get there, you need to navigate to the account drop-down and choose account details. So this is what that looks like. Over account, we can come and we see account details. And when you get in here for the first time, you're going to scroll down to the integrations piece. Yours is going to look like this, where it has a ClickSend SMS configure. Mine that I'm using right here has already been configured, so you see the word reconfigure, but it looks the same once I click on this. So Again, we came to account details, scroll down a little bit, and we can see our ClickSend SMS. We're going to configure that. And right here is where you need that username and that API key, which we asked you to get from the ClickSend interface. Now that you have those, you do want to go ahead and check this. If you have any credits available, you can just use those. What that means is they give everybody a few texting credits just to get started to help out, but those run out quickly. But it says you might as well use them if it's there. And then we have to make sure we save the username and API key here. There is a note talking about the text reply flow. We are going to give you some further instructions to handle that, making sure that we put all of those pieces in. So we're now ready for step 3, which is taking care of those text replies. Now, just a side note, one of the main benefits or why people use ClickSend with Podio is because of that native integration. The Podio developers have worked with ClickSend to integrate these. It makes it really easy because when you send out a text message, it's secretly tracking which item in Podio did that come from. For example, if we go back to our seller leads, it says, I know that that came from the Thomas Jefferson lead. And so if that phone number replies, I'm going to bring the reply back and show it on the Thomas Jefferson lead. So that's really convenient with ClickSend. But for that to work, we do have a couple more steps over in ClickSend we need to take care of. So we're going to hover over the account navigation in the top right corner, and we're selecting where it says messaging settings. You can see a screenshot of it here. Let's go over and pop in and do that in ClickSend. Top right, I'm going to come to messaging settings. When we open this up, you'll see a couple choices, SMS and MMS, voice, email, fax, post. We care about these ones, SMS and MMS, inbound rules, and you're going to see a few that are just default here. I do recommend reviewing those. Some of them say send an email to a certain user every time. You may not want that on, so check your default rules, but we need you to come and add a new rule in this window. And we've kind of given you specific instructions here. Enter the rule name as send SMS replies to Podio. Now, technically, this could be anything, but it's helpful to track if you just do that specific rule. If you have a dedicated number that you only want those ones routing in, you can choose it. We're going to leave this on any. Match for any message or message that start with something, we're going to say any message. Then we say, okay, if we got a message in, what action should we do? You need to choose URL. Back to our instruction sheet here, okay, match any message, choose URL. Here is the URL that you need to place in. This will be the same for everybody. Don't copy the quotation marks, but copy that URL, and you'll go ahead, place it in this field where it says URL, and you're going to make sure it's enabled, and you're going to hit add. This saves that and makes sure that it is all hooked up. Now that we've done that, we've added that in, so we have our outbound rules. We've made sure to say ClickSend, integrate with us. Our inbound rules, we've told ClickSend, hey, when we get something, please pass that over and send that SMS reply to Podio, okay? And once we've completed that, we really just need to test it, test our outbound flows. We recommend setting up a test seller lead, putting your own mobile phone number in there, using that SMS comment to make sure something goes out. Once you receive it, you can send a reply, and you'll see that reply come in and land in Podio. The other flows, the other things that are required for you, they're already in place. Those are in this backend system under My Flows. You don't need to go do anything with those. They'll be in your workspace already for you. These instructions are all you need to get this integration set up. Lastly, please pay attention to the special notes on our integration sheet here. There are some critical things to realize about how ClickSend works. We already talked briefly about if you don't choose a dedicated number, how does that work? Also, important to note that ClickSend numbers are not voice numbers. This means that if you text somebody and they see it on their phone and they try and tap that back and call, they're going to hear a message that it's not able to go through. It's not a voice line. They can only text back to that line. But as long as you're aware of this, you can put things in your generic signature line to use for automated texts. That again is in your system. If you pull up configuration, open your configuration item, and you'll find this one towards the top. Generic signature line. There's one for emails and there's one for texts. Choose your text one, and a lot of people will say something like the business name and then say, you can call or text us at, and you can put your voice number in there. You don't have to do that. Just be aware that if they try and call the ClickSend number, it won't go through to anybody. So wanted to make sure we take you through that. That's all the instructions you're going to need for getting ClickSend set up. Let us know if you have any issues or questions, but we're excited for you to get this rolling.